Hello everyone, my name is Spooks and today we'll take a look at 7 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. You've probably heard people say dogs can pick up on things we can't always see. This video might just prove that point. The clip comes from TikToker Kitty Carey, who shared it a few days after it was recorded on April 15th, 2025. It's late at night, the home security camera's rolling, and everything seems perfectly normal, at first. Kitty's dog stands in the kitchen, completely fixated on something out of view. Seconds later, a hazy, ghost-like figure drifts into frame, moving through the kitchen before fading into nothing. What's especially odd is how calm the dog remains. No barking, no growling, just silent staring. Some people say pets hold back when they sense danger, which makes this reaction even more intriguing. Of course, skeptics could argue the apparition was a camera glitch, dust catching the light, or even an edited overlay. Still, the timing with the dog's behavior makes it a little harder to brush off. So what do you think? Paranormal visitor or just a trick of the lens? If I found this on my camera in the morning, I'd probably start browsing real estate listings pretty quickly. On TikTok, a man who goes by the name Italiano Mexicano shared a pair of videos that quickly had people talking. He runs a contractor business and often films himself during jobs, but this day was anything but ordinary. According to him, he had the only keys to the unit he was working in, which should have guaranteed he was completely alone. To make things even more unsettling, he explains that a young girl once passed away inside this very unit.
Okay, so I got my own little contractor business. I got the only keys to this unit. And the little girl died in this unit. And look at footprints, baby footprints by my manly boots. This is a window they threw her out of when she passed away. Whatever, they rescued her. Okay, so my last video wasn't too long because I didn't press a 10-minute icon yet. But the girl that happened to pass away in this unit was 3 years old. Look at what the fuck I see on the ground. Those are not an adult-sized footprint. One into the wall. This is where her bed was at, right here. I talked to the owner, I video called him and everything. And I've been here and little kids laughing. I just thought it was coming from outside, but it's like a little, I felt something go like this to my ear. And yeah, I hear all the activity coming from that closet. And right here, but this really baffled me.
When he pans the camera across the floor, we can clearly see small footprints scattered throughout the dust. They don't lead to a door or hallway, they lead straight to a window. And not just any window. This is reportedly the very spot where the girl tragically lost her life. The prints are undeniably child-sized, which makes the story all the more chilling. Still, skeptics might argue there are other explanations. Leftover impressions from a previous worker's child, smudges caused by boots with a similar tread, or even an intentional setup to stir up a viral ghost story. Whether real or staged, the way the footprints end at the window is deeply eerie, especially given the tragic backstory. So what do you think? Evidence of a ghost child retracing her final steps, or just an unsettling coincidence? This next clip is almost guaranteed to make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Posted to Instagram by Jessica Ortiz on June 5th, 2025, the footage looks like an ordinary nighttime recording at first, but if you focus on the right-hand side of the frame, things take a much stranger turn. A tall, spindly figure, almost alien-like in appearance, wanders past the camera before vanishing out of sight. Its oddly thin limbs and jerky gait have left plenty of viewers unsettled, and it's easy to see why. Of course, skeptics point out a few possibilities: a person in a costume, a trick of the lighting that makes proportions look bizarre, or even video manipulation. But for those inclined toward the paranormal, the resemblance to the classic grey alien shape is uncanny. The comments reflect a mix of awe and unease. One person joked, "This is why we don't hang welcome signs." Jessica herself laughed it off, replying she'd make sure to write the fine print underneath. Probably not a bad idea, especially if it keeps otherworldly guests from dropping by. Over on Paranormal Reddit, a user named Serpent95 shared an unsettling clip that could easily cost you a night's sleep. According to the post, the video was filmed by a friend while she was working in Thailand with elephants. It wasn't until she returned home to Sweden and reviewed the footage that she noticed something chilling in the background.
Ja, ingen kom på
At first, it looks like a normal scene. The woman walks along a path with a dog trailing behind her. But the real concern isn't the dog. If you focus to its side, you'll see what appears to be a dark, cloaked figure moving alongside them, almost as if it's keeping pace. The strange part, the dog doesn't react at all. No barking, no signs of alarm. Something you'd expect if an intruder were really there. That detail makes the figure even more mysterious. Cloaked figures have long been associated with bad omens and supernatural folklore. From the Grim Reaper in Western traditions to wandering spirits in Asian ghost stories, the image of a hooded entity silently following someone has always carried a chilling weight. Skeptics suggest it could be a shadow, a person partially obscured by low lighting, or even a video artifact. But for believers, the image of a cloaked presence silently stalking its target is undeniably disturbing. Whether ghostly apparition or just a trick of perception, this footage is a haunting reminder of how unpredictable the world can be when the lights go down. Weddings are supposed to be among the happiest days of a couple's life, celebrations of love, togetherness, and lasting memories. But as this video shows, not every wedding reception goes exactly as planned. Posted to Ghosts by a user named Hubble Vision about 5 years ago, the clip comes with a chilling backstory. According to the uploader, someone who had worked at the venue once reported seeing a little boy running across the room, followed by an icy chill. She disliked talking about it, but claimed it left her unsettled. A year later, this video was captured.
all the same time.
At around the 8-second mark, every door in the area swings open at the exact same time. That's not a draft or someone sneaking past. That's a coordinated movement that feels too synchronized to be coincidence. Then only seconds later, the tablecloth on a back table shifts unnaturally, as though tugged by invisible hands. Even stranger, a group of people can be seen to the left of the frame, and they don't appear to react to any of it. No startled glances, no pointing. It's as if the phenomenon is either invisible to them or simply ignored. Folklore often associates weddings with heightened supernatural activity. In many cultures, strong emotional energy, joy, grief, or fear acts as a beacon for spirits. Some even believe that weddings can wake lingering presences tied to the venue, jealous or resentful of the living. Skeptics argue it could have been staged. hidden wires pulling the doors, or a draft from poorly sealed entryways. The tablecloth movement might be explained by airflow or even someone tucking it off camera. Still, the timing, paired with the venue's eerie history, leaves room for unsettling speculation. So what do you think? Was this couple's big day interrupted by something otherworldly, or was it just a clever setup? Either way, it's not the kind of wedding video you'd want showing up in your photo album. On July 6th, 2020, a woman named Alicia uploaded a video to YouTube that was filmed by her boyfriend on what seemed like a happy, carefree day. The two were enjoying time at a rustic cabin, and the camera casually pans across the area before focusing on Alicia, who stands inside, smiling. Her boyfriend comments on how cool the cabin is, but he may have spoken too soon.
This place is so cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
What the somebody in there with you?
No?
The fuck?
Just a few seconds in, a full-bodied figure suddenly appears in the window behind Alicia, visible inside the cabin. Her boyfriend instantly senses something's wrong, blurting out what the F, before asking if someone else is in there with her. Alicia, confused, insists there isn't. He moves closer to get a better look, but the figure has already vanished. The video cuts shortly after, leaving viewers to wonder if they just witnessed a ghostly intruder or something else entirely. Cabins, especially isolated ones, are deeply rooted in ghost lore. They are liminal spaces where people often report seeing residual hauntings, apparitions replaying fragments of a past life. The figure's solid form here, rather than a mist or shadow, is especially unusual and unsettling. Skeptics of course suggest explanations like reflections in the glass, another person slipping out of view, or even an editing trick. Still, the way Alicia and her boyfriend react feels raw and genuine, and that only adds to the unease. So what do you think? Was Alicia unknowingly sharing her cabin with a spectral guest, or is this just another case of a trick of the light? On August 9th, 2019, a YouTube channel called A Paranormal Journey posted a video of their nighttime exploration of an allegedly haunted forest. The weather wasn't great. Rain and wind distorted the audio, but they pressed on, hoping to capture something unusual. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, or so they thought.
Mark and Jamie tonight as we investigate the haunted woods somewhere in Anglesey tonight. Said tonight twice, didn't I? I just want to do a takeover here as well.
While the two explorers talk about their plans, a strange figure can be seen standing on top of a building in the upper right corner of the frame. Its shape is tall, dark, and featureless, what many would call a classic shadow man. The video continues with the pair explaining their mission, but then the camera pans back.
Yeah. I'll stand here for a minute and...
The figure that was clearly visible moments earlier is now gone without a trace. No sound of footsteps, no sign of movement, just empty rooftop where the shadow once stood. Shadow people are one of the most persistent figures in paranormal folklore. They are often described as dark silhouettes lurking at the edge of vision, believed by some to be omens, interdimensional beings, or even watchers tied to locations of tragedy. Seeing one head-on, fully formed like this, is far less common, and far more unsettling. Skeptics suggest it might have been a trick of the lighting, a person slipping away unnoticed, or even a smudge on the lens that appeared humanoid in the low light. But for believers, the sudden disappearance only strengthens the sense of something otherworldly watching from above. Whatever the truth, it's safe to say that if the Paranormal Journey team didn't realize what was behind them that night, They probably wished they hadn't checked the footage afterward. And that was 7 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next video.